Episode 4 of Alien Earth, we learn that our main character, Wendy, is able to communicate with the xenomorphs. And at the end of the episode, she's actually able to, like, get a baby chest burster as a pet. And it looks like we have a Xeno Whisperer here, where she can speak to these xenomorphs. And there's a line in the episode where the CEO's, like, right hand man, I guess his helper, says, "What should we do when a hostile alien species tries to speak?" And I think he says, "We listen," or something like that. But um, the fact that these xenomorphs are speaking, maybe we can she can they can tell her their home world. Where's the xenomorph home world? Because that could be something. Do the xenomorphs have a home world? Is there a queen of queens for the xenos? Do the xenomorphs have more than one planet? Because they're symbiotic. Is there different xenomorph planets? So now that she's able to, I don't think we're going to get that answer in the series, but if she's able to speak with the xenomorphs, I hope we get an idea of their homeworld. And I know, like, Alien Covenant, that movie talked about how one of these androids basically cloned his own um, ovomorph eggs, but the xenomorph in Alien Covenant is a different type of xenomorph than the one we're seeing here. Um, the one we're seeing here is the one from the first Alien. I'm pretty sure. But they have some different eggs. Some of these eggs in the show are different. Great episode. I loved the fact that the Indian character kid and the captain of the Maginot ship that crashed, that cyborg guy who works for Weyland-Yutani, I liked it that he hacked the Indian kid's system and can communicate with him. But what's interesting about that storyline is that the head android is listening in. The head synthetic is listening in and knows that the Indian synth was hacked. And there's one point in the episode where the Indian kid goes to Wendy, the main character, and he's like, "Why is your brother here? Why can't we have our family members here?" And one of the reasons why they have her brother there is because they took a lung from him. So he's, instead of him going back home having to work for a job to repay his medical debt to this company, he decides to stay and work within the company, and then he could be with his sister. Um, we also get a little more of the CEO, who thinks he's like a Peter Pan type and thinks he has control over everybody, and basically tells them, "Your mind and everything you are belongs to me, and all your attention is gonna be towards me." Right? That's what the CEO, this toxic, manipulative CEO, who's almost like a Peter Pan type, he's a weirdo himself. And if you look at it, that Captain Morrow, right, the guy who infected the Indian kid, the CEO of this company, Prodigy, they're like parasites themselves, those characters, right? Because they're manipulative and parasitic. Another interesting thing was the redhead and how they should have kept a watch on her because she does turn kind of violent in the episode, and the lady watching over her makes a mistake when she is listening to the redhead synth. The redhead synth thinks she's pregnant. She can't get pregnant. She's a synth. But the lady kind of indulges her delusion, and then the girl goes violent because she's like, "Look, you're not pregnant," and then she shows her like a picture of why the synths can't get pregnant, and that's when the synth got violent. And people don't remember this, but that eye alien that went into the sheep, one of those went into that synth's eye, and that's why the synth is acting all weird and stuff. So the redhead synth, that was great, and we know that the the kid from India, he needs to get 4 people into the room with the eggs, and we also discover in the show, it's Wendy's brother explains to us that governments didn't function, stopped functioning, and it was basically 5 companies that took over the Earth and the solar system. Were these 5 companies? Number 1 is Weyland-Yutani. There's Prodigy, and there was 3 other companies that they named, and so and you know which one they didn't name? They didn't name the one from the VR game Alien Covenant. I mean, Alien Rogue Incursion, that one that I play on the PSVR 2. In that game, you're on some company base, and the company's name is Gemini in that game. But we Gemini isn't one of the 5 companies. It's Weyland-Yutani number 1, Prodigy number 2, and I forgot the other 3. And so great episode. You know, the next episode is going to be about what happened on Morrow's ship that had crashed. How did that xenomorph get loose? So the next episode should be interesting. And then we just have 3 episodes left. There was supposed to be 5 life